The Shannon-Weaver model of communication is one of the earliest and most well-known models of communication. This model was introduced back in 1949 by Claude Shannon, an engineer, and Warren Weaver, a researcher. Originally, it was designed to explain how communication works through telephone signals, but it later became one of the foundations for understanding communication in general. The main idea behind this model is quite simple. That is how to send information from one person to another as clearly as possible, with minimum distraction. It follows a clear structure and is focused on transmitting a message accurately through a channel. Now let's break down the model step by step. It all begins with the information source. This is the person who holds the idea or message they want to share. For example, someone who wants to make a phone call and tell a friend something. Next comes the transmitter. This is the device that encodes the message. In other words, it turns the idea into signals that can travel. In the case of a phone call, this would be the telephone converting voice into electrical signals. Then we have the channel. This is the medium or the pathway through which the signal travels. In our example, this could be the telephone line or mobile network carrying the voice signal from one end to the other. After that, we reach the receiver. This is the device or person on the other end that decodes the signal and turns it back into a message. So when someone picks up the phone and hears your voice, they are the receiver. Finally, the message arrives at the destination, which is the person the message was originally intended for. At this point, if the message was sent and received clearly, communication has taken place successfully. Now, right in the middle of all this, we have something important to talk about: noise. Noise represents any kind of interference that can distort or block the message during the process. This could be a crackling phone line, background noise, or even a poor internet connection. And the model recognizes how this noise can affect communication and tries to reduce it to make the message as clear as possible. Now let's understand this model using an example. Imagine you're making a phone call. You are the sender. The phone converts your voice into a signal, that is the transmitter. The signal travels through the mobile network, that's the channel. The other person's phone receives the signal and turns it back into sound, that's the receiver. And your friend, the one hearing your message, is the destination. If there's no noise or poor connection, the message is heard loud and clear. Now let's talk about what makes this model so useful. One of the main benefits of the Shannon-Weaver model is that it clearly shows where communication might break down. By outlining each step in the process, it becomes easier to spot potential problems, like when a message is misunderstood or gets lost along the way. It also brings attention to the role of noise or distractions, helping to emphasize how important it is to reduce interference to make sure the message is properly understood. Overall, the model provides a structured and simple way to look at how messages are sent and received, making it not only easy to follow, but also helpful when evaluating how effectively communication is taking place. However, there are also some limitations. One of the main limitations of the Shannon-Weaver model is that it only shows communication moving in one direction, from sender to receiver. It doesn't include any feedback or interaction, which makes it less effective for understanding real conversations where responses matter. Another drawback is that the model focuses only on spoken or written words and doesn't take non-verbal cues into account, like tone of voice, facial expressions, or gestures, all of which play a big role in how people truly communicate. So, in summary, the Shannon-Weaver model is a great starting point for understanding how communication works. It's simple, structured, and easy to follow. It works best for technical communication, like telephone or radio signals, but it's less effective when applied to real-life human interaction, which is often more complex.